What's up, fam? It's all clouded here, and man, what a week. So, right off the bat, we can see here, so the tier 10, we went from roughly, off the top of my head, 6.7-ish, 6.5k waves, up to, we're getting over 8,000. This coin bonus has gone up a few points here. So what's the big difference, or what's the progress in the runs for the week? So on the stats page, boom, we are at 234 trill. So we roughly, off the top of my head, earned, let's say 30, 44, 52 trillion this week. So a decent increase into our coin income. We did that at that many stones, and here's our labs, 1.04. So for the runs, boom, we did quite a bit of trial and error this week. So we devoed, we did this, so tier 8, and then tier 7, and that's that was pretty good from where my last tests were. So I was at about like maybe 2.5 trill, and then you can see the numbers there. You know, the tier 8, yeah, tier 7. So that's like a 13-hour runish. That's at 4.1 trill. So that's in the course of, what would you say, 2 weeks that changed. And then we have the tier 10. So what I was saying earlier. So we picked up an extra 500 odd waves. How did we manage to get an extra 500 waves? EHP. That's pretty much what it comes down to. But the coin increase, because last week's video, I think for the same build, I was getting near that 300 trill mark. So it shot up by 1.5 trill, still in that blender mode. So we will get into what the changes were, and we'll talk about that soon. So we'll go over the list. So tourneys, tourneys history. So the last Legends match we had, we got 85 waves. So we did the 55, 60, 85. I do have a plan as far as the Legends whole sort of thing goes. I'm probably a couple weeks out from even getting close to executing that plan. For the champions, so I sandbagged. So you'll notice, we'll go back, tournament, how do I go back? So I'm still in champions. I was in champions for the last tournament. So why we're in champions? Because I sandbagged it. I pretty much just was in Devo. I turned free ups on. I just went and watched some YouTube, and every now and then clicked on some stuff. So we got 873. I probably should have put a bit more effort into it, because we missed out on a few stones there, getting a bit low. But the main reason why we sandbagged it is because if we rubber band, I want the Legends run to be during the week, and then we do the longer run in Champion on the weekend. I think there's quite a few people across Discord. I've seen quite a few people do it. Seems to be a common thing that goes on for people that are in the same situation as me. For this events things, humming along, just doing our thing. Nothing too special here. Guild, smashing it. We've got all our boxes, everything. I think I have picked up. I probably rushed a bit, and I got this. But, I probably should have waited, and then actually waited for that one. And then obviously we'll get the Guardian chip. Workshop. So for Workshop, where we got the most improvements, so you can see all of this is devoed. I pretty much just turned free ops on, went back to Blender, because I wanted to test something. But how we got that 500 odd wave increase in tier 10 was we unlocked this war health. So we spent that 20 odd trillion, put some coin into war health, and there EHP. That's pretty much That's pretty much how we managed to increase the waves. And because you're not dying and because you're going deeper into the runs and the run goes a bit longer and then you get more coins, blah, blah, blah. But that's not just what contributed to the coins. We'll get to that soon. Enhancements, I don't think I've touched this. These things here, that's about a day's worth of farming for one click. So, yeah, I'm not buying anything anytime soon. Where else are we? Where are we going? Ultimate weapons. So we now have ultimate weapons there. So roughly, don't quote me, but we might be sitting at, with Multiverse Nexus, I only have it in the yellow, we might be at a 144 second sync. If we devo, that's kind of where we're at. At the moment, we're just harming on the blender. So I devoed all last week. Maybe the last day or two, I jumped back into the blender and it actually is working really well now that we can survive longer in tier 10. And there's a little something that helped me along the way. So that's where our ultimate weapons are at. Still walking down the cooldowns. Cards, we did have a card event. This is where they're looking. Still a while off. A couple of these are getting close to maxing out as far as the rear goes. But here's probably what made like a majority of the difference. So we had getting this, the war health, made a huge difference as far as survivability goes. Means I could devo in tier 9, do longer runs, rah. But here's where we got a bit more. So I pulled moddies off screen. Reason why is I was actually chasing one wormhole director. I only need one wormhole director. But what we got while we burnt a few thousand gems is we've got a mythic on this slot, which was what I really needed. We didn't get that, but we also picked up this. So we got this, and it's sitting there at Mythic Plus. So I'm a long way from getting it any higher. I do notice that a lot of people farm with this. The only problem that I have with rolling this for farm or for any sort of use is that I need my shards to roll for this if we get that at Ancestor, and I'm only one copy away. So should I blow a couple 100k shards on this, even though it's good, knowing that this could potentially go Ancestor, the wormhole redirector, and I'd get, in my opinion, obviously I haven't tested it, I don't own it, but in my opinion, I'd get a much better result from the ancestral rolls on that. What we will do while we're here, because I really should wait for the banner to roll over, but I just need one copy and I'm feeling lucky. So let's hit it. Boom. Oh, all right, feeling lucky. Let's go again. Off to a good start. Again. Come on, one wormhole redirector. Just one. How many rolls do we have left? Got a few more pulls in there. Come on. I really want the Ancestor. I think it's just going to help us out a ton. I think this is the problem, is if you're chasing one mod in specific, you're probably not going to get it. Look, I'm getting to the point where I'm going to have to hit pity to get anything. Oh, bro. Oh, wow. Is what it is. You guys know the game. Boom. Oh, think we got a little something. Think we have got a little. Turn those off. Confirm that. What else? So we should be able to put, where is it? That in. Boom. 1 star.
Not bad.
All right. Oh, wow. That's all she wrote, guys. Oh, do I have another money for this? Ah, one more. Stink. Imagine that. go to get an ancestor on Dimension Core. Definitely want that. But yeah, guys, that's all she wrote. So, okay, we'll go back to this. So why did this make a difference in my Blender run? And it was mainly this. I was only using a legendary because I don't want to use Multiverse Nexus, otherwise then I lose perma. But I must have spent maybe 50,000 rerolls and picked up that, got the extra quantity and got the angle. So just having that, and then on the mythic roll, it made just a hell of a difference. I think before I pulled a mythic core module, I think I was sitting like 3.5 trillion or 3.4 trillion for a tier 10 run. I pulled that and then boom, straight away I got an extra trillion. And the only thing that was different was just having a different module. That's how powerful modules are. Because I don't really have any econ labs going. Like, I'm past that window where you get those giant gains from all your ultimate weapon econ labs, and I haven't really been doing them anyway. So I've got a bit of a stash here going on. For labs, let's have a look-see at the labs. So I've put crit factor at the top. It's pretty much low-hanging fruit. I need to get my damage up. Lab speed, rare drop chance. I'm going to finish off this enemy attack, and then the recovery package chance. So for the history, we got, probably the most significant one that we got here was we finished off this one. The standard perks bonus. We got that to level 25. Man, I felt like that lab was taking forever. But also because we're in the Blender runs, we can now 4x some stuff. So every now and then I just pick something random and then I just 4x it. And then depending on how long we stay in this Blender mode, I'm probably not going to devo again. I won't devo until I have a Mythic Multiverse Nexus. And the reason why is so that I can get the rolls that are on the Mythic. So the extra Death Wave quantity, the extra Golden Tail bonus. That's all she wrote. It's all I can think of for what would take me back to Devo. So yeah, a little bit undecided about this ACP. I really want to use it, but man, I just want one copy. I just want an ancestor over here so I can get the extra regen, the extra defense, etc., etc. You guys know the drills. That's where the labs are at. Boom, free gems. I really can't think of anything else. I think we just hit this tournament. We see if we rubber band back up. And then we go from there. Oh, I suppose what we could look at is... Oh, here we are. I've got 68 relics. It's my total relics. We can go to themes. Here's my bonuses from those. This is what I thought was quite interesting. This part here. Don't know if anybody's used this. Does it just randomly change your backgrounds or anything? Thought that was quite interesting. And then here's all my relics. For the milestones. How do we go to it? Oh, the best way to look at milestones is actually just look at your stats page. I feel like now with this at 8,000. Oops. Now with this at 8,000. If I can get around 6,500 there, maybe get this to close to 7,000, then I reckon we could probably try for the T12 relic. Can't remember. I wonder if T12 has the battle condition. Well, that doesn't. So it might be all right. Yeah. Wow. That was the week. I'm pretty wrapped with the progress, especially as far as the runs go. To earn what's that? What did I say before? 50 odd trillion for the week. Basically in a week's time, I earned like a quarter or more than what was I at? I was at 180, so I earned almost a third of my lifetime earnings just in a week. And there was no econ labs. There was nothing heavily invested on the econ front. It was just purely, I don't know, what is it? Strategies? Luck? Who knows? Who cares? So if you like what you see, like, comment, share, subscribe. And as always, keep it cloudy, fam.